Hey guys, what's up? And welcome to the Pondering podcast. This is episode. This should be our last episode for this season because we do have some news for you guys later on. Some very exciting news that came our way, thanks to Nate and some other people that we'll be thanking at the end of the show to talk all about that. And if you wonder where Nate is, he's right here in Florida.
Hey,
Yay.
sunny and shiny Florida. You can't see this is my room, but
Yeah.
shiny in Florida.
Yeah, over here it's like what 30-something degrees, but it's snowing like the apocalypse outside. It's like,
Yeah.
we're out
See,
waiting
that's why
for
I need
spring.
to get my own Chromecast, so like I can like put like a beach or hula dancers behind me or something. You know what I mean?
And then we'll have like snow.
Yeah, that could work.
Yeah.
That could work. That could
Let's do
work.
something cheesy like that.
That could work. But yeah, but let's get started. And here with me tonight we have Alyssa Spector.
Hi guys.
And Mickey Brown. I know she looks a little short. That's because the chair is just, we can. I think we can go shorter.
I'm not
Can we
that
go
short.
I can't.
Uh-oh.
No, I can't go in.
It's okay. I probably
It won't go down.
Whoop.
It won't. Oh, there you go.
I know,
Mine doesn't work.
You're just
But-
forever tall.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. But yeah, so let's get started. And on Skype, good old Skype is Nate Rowe.
What's up, guys?
Yep. So let's get right into the show, shall we? And first thing we're going to talk about is Batman and the latest Batman game, which is, I think this one is called, what's it called again? Arkham Knight. Arkham Knight. Yeah, and this is like what, his first year as Batman or something like that. But I don't know what the plot is because I really haven't been paying attention.
Also,
but
it's the beginning of his transition to
I
Batman.
could be wrong. I think so.
Okay, from training and stuff.
To that'd be kind of cool to see have one where it's like you see him go through his whole training routine.
Have a training montage?
Story.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool, right? You could go play in the woods.
It's pretty mysterious how that happens.
We could just beat up a bear or something.
Wrestle a bear.
Yeah, just it's like no.
Punch some sharks. Oh wait, that happened in the game.
A lot of stuff.
No, can't you?
Apparently
In one
happened to him.
of the games, you could punch a shark.
You can punch a shark.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Okay, now
So Arkham City, you can punch a shark, beat the shit out of a shark. Yeah.
I must have missed that because I played that game. Well, I haven't completed it, so maybe
But
that's why.
It's supposed to be like an homage to like the old Batman show where he was he hit the shark with shark
Oh.
repellent and then he was like punching the shark.
Wait, shark repellent?
Yes. That was from
The
the
Adam
old.
West one?
Yeah.
Oh,
When you
well,
were
I
shark
love the first
repellent.
movie.
I saw the first movie, but I don't remember him
There was a shark
punching
in
a
I think that was.
shark.
I think that was. The
Was it a
movie.
show?
I think that was. It was a move. It was a show and a movie. I
Yes.
think.
Oh,
I think.
okay. I don't.
We went to see the first Batman movie at Wasted Cinema
Mm.
in New York City. Awesome.
It was great.
We got to see it again though.
Ah,
You
yeah.
don't remember
'Cause
the
I-
shark repellent?
No.
I remember the shark repellent. Yes,
But I don't
do.
remember.
It's.
Oh,
The
I mean,
shark.
it's not hard to block out such a bad movie, but it's so
Ah.
bad that it's good, you know.
okay.
It was the
All right.
60s.
Well, good thing these games by Rocksteady are actually pretty good. I encourage everyone to go ahead and start playing them from the first one to just get the collection and just call it a day. But typically, from in the past with each game, they've been rated T for teens. The newest one is going to be rated M for mature, meaning that means a few things. One, it could be less sales for the developer because M-rated games typically, I mean, they do well, but sometimes just because of the M rating, they may not be allowed to sell them to kids. No, actually, not. You cannot sell them to kids in stores unless there's a parent there to override
Parent has to
that
buy it.
and give it out. So yeah, this was reported I think a week ago, and there are quotes. I mean, there is a response from the creator, or I should say the lead, on the next Batman game. They said that they weren't trying to go for an M rating, so they're shocked just like everybody else that they got an M rated, and
Maybe there's just some mature themes in there that kids won't understand.
I guess. I mean, there is a quote from him that says we're not including gratuitous blood or swearing. I mean, I take that as there is some. It's just not crazy enough, So,
Right.
and I found it pretty interesting that they might have an issue. They might have an issue going forward with. I don't know. I mean, I think it's gonna do good because a lot of people has been waiting for this. I mean, apparently Batman has a Gatling gun on top of his car now that he can shoot poor people with. Yeah. That's what I'm calling it. But what do you think, Nate? Why do you think they probably got the game is not out yet, keep in mind.
Yeah, it's funny. I actually I was searching around because the ESRB will release an actual description and they'll say straight up why something got its own rating, and so it's just kind of interesting. I was looking around and I couldn't find it, so I don't know if it's officially not released yet, or maybe I just couldn't find it. But usually they'll give you a description of what happened, and with something with a Batman game, if it's not blood and it's not swearing, I don't know, man. That they're saying this is Bruce Wayne at his darkest. Something tells me that I don't know. I want to say that at one point in the game, maybe there's some kind of torture scene involved or something like that, or maybe maybe Joker catches Batman. I don't really know the plot to the game or anything like that, but I'm just saying, maybe one of the bad guys gets him, and it's a little more than they thought a kid could handle. I mean, let's be fair, though, all of these in the series have been pretty kind of dark. I mean, kind of dark with a lot of, a lot of violence. I mean, the fighting is really cool and stuff, but, the Joker was pretty insane in both Arkham Asylum, and pretty sure he was in Arkham City. But yeah, I mean, I'm for it. I mean, it's not going to affect me either way.
We're of age. We all have 18 or over.
Well, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So if all of us here had children, would we want our kids to buy it on their own?
No.
Would we be okay
No,
with that?
no. I mean, that's what the M's for, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you would hope, and see, that's the thing, right? Is it's not just on the parents, but it's also on the retail people too. Because if they want to just not give a crap, you know what I mean? They could just sell it to a kid and be like, "Well, it's just a Batman game," you know what I mean?
How bad could it be?
Yeah.
They may not pay attention to the ratings themselves and just sell it. That's true.
possible. So I don't know. I mean, I mean, it's a Batman game. I don't know. If I was a parent and my kid wanted to play it, I think I would just since I'm a gamer myself, I would make the decision to want to play it first and then let them know. But for parents out there who don't play games, I don't know. I would just say be conscientious, watch reviews. When it actually comes out, don't let your kid pre-order it. You know what I mean? Just watch some reviews, see if it's right for them. There's probably worse stuff out there. They've probably already played worse. If they have Grand Theft Auto, Batman is probably not going to face them.
Yeah, because I mean, I can't. I've been playing all the Rocksteady games of their iteration of Batman since day one. So I am very excited for this one. And I'm still like Nate said, I don't really know. It's if there's no swearing, which I don't think there was swearing in the last few in any of the games. There are some areas where you're beating up guys and you do certain moves that are very gratuitous, but there's no blood. Mm-hmm. So
it's a bunch of elaborate
moves
that you can do. But
it's okay, he broke some guy's femur. What's so bad about that? It's
it's just a femur.
It's just a femur. So it's so I don't know what is it. The thing is too, from what I understand about this Batman, the main villain is actually Scarecrow. I don't know how much you guys know about Scarecrow, but Scarecrow, he more deals with he's he was
a psychiatrist.
Psychiatrist turned evil, and he's using he found a way to pull people's fears out of them and use it against them. So maybe one of Batman's fears to be tied up in a dungeon somewhere, get whipped. I don't know. It's
well, there was in the previous games, they had Scarecrow levels, and they were really trippy and kind of scary-ish. And if it was a whole game based on that plot, you're in and out of different trips. Basically, you're in and out of different worlds that are just crazy. I mean, it could be insane. So,
Yeah.
Sounds like fun.
Anyway, moving on. Let's continue down the rabbit hole here. As you know, there's been a few changes in comic book world and that whole just that whole universe where Hollywood has this, Hollywood has now realized that comic books means I can print money. So along with anything that Hollywood touches, they love to change things because they want to be creative. I just think they're trying to be relatable in all the different changes. And the things I'm talking about is like the Human Torch is now black. People, there's a black Nick Fury. There's now a woman that wields Mjolnir, which is Thor's hammer. And there is a black Spider-Man as well. So recently Michelle Rodriguez was out and about, I guess, and she said something that got people a little upset. They weren't really, she pretty much said in a nutshell, hey, why don't minorities stop taking white roles and like switching them and and those other stuff. But there is another video where she does explain herself, and she was saying that why don't we create our own stuff? Like it's like we're at that point where we have the money, we know it's going to make it, we have the technology, and we come on, everybody has Microsoft Word, right? Or something. Like, you can write your own mythology, you have your own, because there haven't been too many of that. There haven't been where you don't see Hollywood championing a Puerto Rican superhero or a black superhero. They're not doing that, what they're doing is they're taking someone and then changing it and put it into a franchise, that's already established. And to me, I think that's a cop-out, and I think that's a safe way of pushing forward, which is fine. You want to make money, that's fine. That is just my opinion. But have you guys, I've seen the Michelle Rodriguez video?
Yeah.
Nate? You've seen it, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I won't play it now, but if you guys want to see it, go over to good old TMZ.
Gotta love TMZ.
There is the first video of her reaction. She's actually clearly drunk in this, and which is weird because she gets in and drives the car away.
Oh my god! I didn't even think of that.
That's right.
Yeah, she gets in the
Holy
car,
crap.
and there's a guy and there's somebody sitting in the passenger seat. I was like,
yeah, that guy that opened the door for her, right?
Yeah.
Wait, yeah, she's.
Yeah.
That's right. Is she drunk? Why is she drunk?
Yeah,
I don't
she
know.
Stumbled.
Maybe I should play the video. I don't know. Should I play the video? Let people see.
Yeah,
Nah.
quick.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
quick video.
so-
They're
It's
both
30
quick.
seconds.
Yeah.
Well, the second one's a little bit longer, but
Yeah, the second
Yeah,
one is
she'll-
about a minute or two or so. Let me see here. Come on, TMZ.
Trust us, guys. You want to watch it. You want to watch
Yeah.
the whole thing.
Waiting, guys. I think that was really sweet of you.
Thank you, Michelle.
Oh gosh.
Are you going to be the Green Lantern?
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's so stupid for like everybody.
See?
Because of this whole like,
Drunk.
like
Or tipsy.
minorities and Hollywood thing. Like,
Well, it's been all over the internet
but it's so
then.
stupid. It's like stop stealing, all the white people's superheroes. Like make up your own. You know what I'm saying? Like what's up with that?
That's awesome. Thank you.
Okay, so watching it again, I actually see there's a bit of a mistake made by the guy who asked the question. He said, "Are you going to be the Green Lantern?" Now,
Isn't there more than one?
that's the thing.
There's
In the
a lot of
in
Green
in the Green
Lanterns.
Lantern core, it's a core. It's a bunch of people. Anyone that the ring chooses can be a Green Lantern. So of course she can be a Green Lantern. It doesn't matter who it is, as long as the ring chooses you.
yeah, it's like an association. It's
Right.
it's
So
a corp-
you're all together.
corporation.
So that was kind of a stupid question, but
Neither of them knew what they were
Like, she could
talking
be a
about, so
Green
it's
Lantern.
okay.
yeah, she can be a Green Lantern. And like the nerd spheres lost their freaking mind. They're like, all the geeks out there lost their mind. Some people are saying she's racist, she's this, she's that. It's like, and I'm like, okay.
My impression was that people were just disappointed. They were disappointed that they heard that from her because she's one of the better action stars, female action stars out there.
Right. But
So
she's,
that kind of sucks to hear that from her.
yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm like, I totally felt your argument, Lance, about the, instead of turning somebody who's already there, already part of a team, into something else, creating something altogether new. That's awesome, and that I can totally get behind. But I will argue that, like, and I kind of said this the other day when we got together. It's basically like I look at. I mean, comic books themselves are very Americana. Superheroes. I mean, it's not just America, but it's like comic books themselves and how they came about. It was mainly for troops. Going overseas. It's a very Americana type thing, and I think back then, back then was way different than how it is nowadays. You know what I mean? And I think I feel like this evolution, the integration, I guess you could say, of teams and stuff, like, I'm honestly all for it. I mean, like, I don't want them to get super crazy, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want like Superman to get turned into a Brazilian, transvestite or some shit. Like, I don't want it to get too crazy, but I mean, like Black Spider-Man. I honestly, I'll say this: I'm only behind Black Spider-Man just because I want Danny Glover or Donald Glover.
Donald Glover, yeah.
Donald Glover, yeah. Donald Glover for hashtag Donald Glover.
I like Donald Glover.
Definitely.
You, speaking of him, you should definitely check out Weirdo. His stand-up on Netflix. He actually talks about the whole campaign for Spider-Man.
It's
and stuff
hilarious.
like that. It's pretty funny how it happened. It's almost like he didn't even try to get there. It's just somebody made some fan art and put him in there.
For real. And he was
that-
like, yo, that sounds like a great
Like,
idea.
great, fuck yes.
I've never met the guy and probably never will, but I will say, man, he seems like one of the coolest nerd type people ever, man.
I
Like,
think so too.
If
Yeah.
anybody watches Adventure Time, he's the voice of Marshall Lee.
Oh, really?
No kidding.
I didn't know
I
that.
didn't know that.
I did not know that.
Any Adventure
Learn
Time
something
fans.
new. And I hear what you're saying too, Nate. My only gripe with Hollywood, you guys can chime in whenever you want. My only gripe is, I'm okay with having black characters who are traditionally white, if they already pre-existed in, like, because with Marvel, right? All their movies, from what I've heard, because I've never read the Marvel comics have this thing called the Ultimate Universe, which things are a little bit more gritty. Like Hank Pym is beating his wife. The Hulk eats people. It goes there. So, and from what I understand, that most of the Marvel movies are pulled from that universe. They're not pulled from the Hulk that we know and the Nick Fury that we know. They pull, and in the Ultimate Universe, there's a black Nick Fury. In the Ultimate Universe, there's a black Spider-Man. In the Ultimate Universe, there is a woman that now wields Thor.
So these
But
characters actually exist. Then.
they do
It's not
exist,
like
right? Except
they're
there is
stealing
no
white characters.
Except there is no black Human Torch. There is none. There was never, Ultimate or not, it's always been white. So I was like, but I'm not a big Fantastic Four fan. So I think that's the only thing right now I have an issue with. I do agree with one thing that she says in the second video. You guys can just go and look at that for yourself, where she says, it's time. Let's write our own stuff. We can do that. I agree with that. What do you guys think?
I pretty much agree. Like, I guess she's just saying that that instead of taking over other roles that or play characters that are already existing, that are already like a minority character or person of color. But I don't know. I don't have a problem with like the Human Torch being black or anything like that, because like you said, there are alternative universes.
Yeah.
So
I definitely. Oh, go ahead.
no, I was just saying I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I'm indifferent, so I have no. Yeah. Anyway.
I don't know. I mean, growing up, I've heard different folklores, right, for different cultures,
Right.
and a lot of the the folklore is out there is really phenomenal, and I think that there would be like really cool stories that tap into like what already exists in those cultures into superhero stories or like just fantasy fiction or whatever. Yeah, like there are stories out there, and I can see material that could be tapped from that. And for me personally, I just think that the story definitely matters and stuff. But um, diversity does matter when it comes to kids growing up and then seeing themselves reflected in these characters, and then they can say, "Oh, well, I find that character to be so inspiring, and they happen to look like me as well."
Right.
You know, so there's definitely something to that. That's why so many female superheroes um, mean so much. So many women, you know, we
Yeah.
are proud to see these powerful characters
Yeah.
portrayed in such an amazing way. There is something to diversity, but at the same time, like, yeah, I gotta agree with Michelle. I do.
Yeah.
It's just not necessary for all of these major
I think
characters.
it's like trying too hard to be politically correct, or
yeah.
like, you know,
I think
I'm
there's
all
something
for
to that.
political correctness, but it's almost like when you're trying
Overkill.
too hard, it's almost, I don't know.
Yeah, and it's not even like it's like all these different races that are being represented now. It's a lot of black
Yeah.
roles.
Because I'm
you
pretty
know,
sure
being given out.
if Storm was, let's say, played by a white woman, I think there would be a
I
lot.
think people will lose their shit.
So,
You know,
And that's not fair.
it's
not fair.
it's not. You know?
There are white cosplayers of Storm,
Yeah,
and I
which
think
is
they look fucking amazing.
yeah. As a you know, I think
Storm
when you're
looks great. So
when you're cosplaying,
Just a
you're
badass.
cosplaying. You know,
Yeah.
but if you're gonna put out something where you expect people to come to the theater and pay money,
that's different.
You know, like I said, these are our beloved characters. These are people that they're fake, yes, but we grew up with them. Even the stuff you read, it can be inspirational, and for a lot of people, it means a lot. There's a reason why some people do what they do today because they read an X-Men comic or this or whatever the case may be. It means a lot to it means something important to a lot of people. So I can see why people would get upset and talk about this stuff in a very passionate way. Unfortunately, you can call me a realist or whatever, but at the end of the day, these are giant corporations with a lot of money that control these things, and I have a feeling that what they're doing is not for us anymore. It's not for the nerd. It's not for the geek that loves these characters. They're doing it for that money, and they're doing it for the rest of the world. Because
for the reach,
and that's why
reach.
they're changing X, Y, and Z so they can have a bigger reach. They can come out and say all the pretty words they want, but understanding how that works for myself, like what I understand about production and stuff like that, they're just simply trying to make more money. And let's face it, these shows and these movies are going to print money like nobody's business.
We see you, Hollywood. We see you.
It's not like these movies are horrible.
No, yeah.
Oh,
The movies,
great
Well,
almost
Green Lantern.
everything Marvel is really good lately.
Punisher.
And it's, I mean, I don't know, man. Like, I would argue also that it's somebody's right to make like their own creative version of something, and you're never gonna please every nerd. That's just like a given. You're never gonna please everybody, and I don't know, man. I think just like we have the right to, hold something on such a pedestal that we loved as a kid. I think somebody else, has a right to do it, to make their own movie and do whatever. Like, if you want to go support it, that's kind of on the individual. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know. I'm with y'all though.
Yeah. All right. Next topic, and we're gonna be talking about Power Rangers. You guys love Power Rangers? Who grew up with Power Rangers? I grew up with Power Rangers.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I did watch Power Rangers until I was 21.
Oh.
Actually, no, 24. 24. I watched it. Yeah.
I think I stopped after Turbo.
I watch Power
Sorry, dude.
Rangers. I'm not gonna lie. I don't care. I love Power Rangers.
When did they start going in outer space? When did
Oh
that
God, I
happen?
don't even know, but I did see that one.
That's when I stopped.
That's when
I said forget. Come
I
on.
think
I
I stopped
did see
after
that
One planet
the
at a time.
Turbo movie, and then that's
I
yeah.
saw 2 movies.
Right, there was a movie.
Yeah, there's 2 movies.
The movie was kind of bad, but it was a movie. It's like
Oh man, the first movie was great with those special
yeah,
effects.
because it was like, oh my God, everything is shiny. It's like everything is shiny.
Oh my god! I remember there was there was a scene where like one of the characters was just doing a kick in the air, and you could tell like he's just flying on strings, and it was like the
Yeah.
longest
And it just like he just goes flies
like
It was
bicycle
like-
kick in the air.
Yeah.
Those
It's.
movies are so great though.
I wonder if they have that at
So
Drunk
cheesy.
Cinema. That what's it called? Wasted Cinema.
Yes.
They should have that at Wasted Cinema. Just
Totally.
sit there and just make fun of everything. But yeah, the reason why I'm bringing up Power Rangers is because recently there was a movie that came out called Power Rangers. It's like the unauthorized and hardcore bootleg universe by a guy named Abib Shankar. I cannot pronounce that guy's name.
Adi Shankar. I'm
Adi
probably
Shankar.
pronouncing it wrong.
Yeah.
Sorry.
If you haven't seen the movie, I encourage you to just go find it. It is on YouTube. It's about 14 minutes long.
It's amazing.
It's pretty hardcore. There's like suggestions of drug use. There is some bit of torture, as you can see. There is a lot of scars.
Vanderbeek is in it.
Yeah, Vanderbeek is in it, which confused a lot of people. Like, no, he was never a Power Ranger. He's like, he just, but hey, he kind of looked like he could have been one.
But what's that movie that he was in? That movie that he starred in, was it 10 Things No, not 10 Things I Hate About You. It was this movie where he was like in college and he was such a dick. And I knew that he wasn't the Dawson's Creek star that I knew, that I grew up with, that I had a crush on. He was like,
he's hardcore.
all grown up, all hardcore. I forgot the movie. Guys, if you remember the movie, please write it in the comments.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah, I
either.
don't remember.
But
He was such a dirtbag. He was having sex with this girl, and I think he was doing a doggy style, and he threw up on her back.
Oh, what?
It was
What?
some shit like that.
That's something else.
Yeah,
that's something else.
The movie was really nuts.
You sure that was like a precursor to 50 Shades of Grey or something?
Oh god. I don't think 50 Shades of Grey was that nasty.
I don't
Not
know.
that
I
I've
haven't
seen
seen
it.
it.
I haven't seen it.
That's a different show. But yeah, the movie came out. It's about 14 minutes long. It's extremely violent. I just showed some of the scenes there. Just our headshots and knife wounds and all kind of stuff.
It's like that.
It's like I love it because I'm older now, so I'm like, yeah, that's right, drug use. It's like, but you know,
Gratuitous violence.
I think recently, I think you showed it to me, Mickey. He got a takedown notice.
Yeah.
On YouTube, which is interesting.
It didn't last very long though.
Yeah, I mean, it's back up, so.
Yeah,
but
I
it
think
is edited.
Saban wanted to take it down because
Right.
I think they're making their own Power Rangers movie.
Yeah,
But,
there is one coming up that actually mentioned by Jason David Frank. He's actually the Green Ranger. This is the actual Power Ranger here. So let's take a listen to like the Green Ranger, his opinion on the movie.
Frank, and I know a lot of you guys are asking me if I've seen the fan movie. A couple things. This is just my opinion. All right. Number one, I was approached, I think, year and a half ago, by the guy to be in the film, and there was a lot of fan films going on. Right then and there, me and Aaron and Bat the Sun were working on the Green Ranger project, and we were working on future stuff like the Green Ranger Beatdown and all that. I heard the storyline. Man, guys, look, I know there's a lot of fans out there that love it and all that stuff, but I'm just a PG-13 guy. Like, the cuss words, the drugs, all this other stuff, it doesn't fly with me. And the only reason, let me explain before y'all just start jumping the gun here. Everybody loves Power Rangers, I get it. The problem is that they're still connected with adults and kids. The Super Mega Force and the Power Rangers Dino Charge is still on Nickelodeon, so you can't take a brand like this and reboot it so dark and gritty, because you're not separating the it's great, the adults love it, like, hey man, that's our show when we were a kid and we deserve something like that. But then you got to fall back to the kids. You still have the kids that want to watch Power Rangers, and there's no way I could watch that movie with Jenna sitting right next to me. I mean, our inner geek inside is like, yes, it's what we wanted. You know, we're all grown up now, but at the same time, we have to be responsible and know that this still is a kid's brand. I know you guys, I'm 41, and you're all probably thinking I'm talking like I'm an old person, but I'm just talking the truth. So, do I like the film? Here's my thing. I want to be in the real Power Ranger movie. You know what I mean? So Lionsgate, let's get this stuff going. I want to be in the real movie. I've saved my character for so long, and when I bring my character out, like in the movies or something like that, I want it to be legit. And I want it to be a Spawn Blessing approved project. The Green Ranger Beatdown versus Ryu with Bat and Sun, that is Saban approved, so you have nothing to worry about there, and it's going to be awesome. You think this is awesome? Wait until you see the fight scenes. On top of that, Lionsgate movie, you know, we'll see what goes on, and you know, gotta have Tommy. I mean, come on, you know what I mean? So you guys, you know, that's just my opinion. Everyone's asking me. Yes, I did hear about the movie. They offered me the role. No, I don't feel bad for not taking it. Do I know the people in the movie? Yes, I know those actors. I just, you know, saw Sokoff, the girl who plays Kimberly, 2 weekends ago. But you didn't say nothing to me, so I'm a little disappointed on that. I didn't know she was doing it. But other than that, that's just my opinion. Love it, hate it, doesn't really matter, because this is my page.
I think he's drinking haterade. I think he's straight up drinking haterade. Like, in all honesty, I straight up think that, like, I mean, he is, granted, he is a PG-13 guy, and he made some valid points that there are kids that, you know, still watch Power Rangers, I would assume. It's still a franchise, it still makes shows and stuff, so those are valid points, but he said something about you can't rebrand it. Like, yes, the hell you can. This is America. However you want to. I mean, you have to, I would assume, you know, you need to distance yourself in some sort of way, you know, and labeling it straight up Power Rangers is probably not the way to go with that. But, dude, yeah, I'm totally behind, like, the darker version. You know what I mean? Like, I really think, you know, I don't know, man. It's maybe it's just me, but I'm sure he's the coolest dude, but I don't know. That just comes off to me like he regrets not taking it, and he's just gonna act like he doesn't regret not taking it. You know what I mean? I don't know.
That
Here.
Yeah.
that could be it, but you know, he stuck to his guns. I give him that. Like, he stuck to his guns.
He really wants that movie deal.
I
That's why I said, God.
thought he was already in it. I guess.
No. Well, no, is he?
Negotiations or something. I don't
Or
know.
do they think he's too old to do it? Because you know
He's
he was the
42.
he was the Green Ranger 20 years ago. So.
He still shows up from time to time
Oh, really?
in
Different
the
clubs?
actual show, like in the show itself. Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I've seen him show up time to time. I think when I stopped watching it, he was on the show as a teacher in one of the seasons, one of the iterations that they did. But he, you know, let's face it, PG-13 movies make way more money, and he is a family man, and you know, I know he loves the brand, but I know he's looking at that cash he can make too, and which is fine. Ain't nothing wrong with that, you know. Power Rangers prints money. Power Rangers prints toys so people can buy it. It's completely fine. You know, it's
maybe
like,
he looks at the brand as helping him become the person who he is today. So he's very grateful for that
And
opportunity.
I just have to say, can you bring up the video again?
Sure.
Of the actual, like, and put it on the scene where the Black Ranger is like fighting all the Asian dudes with guns. Because it's
That's
on
from
that scene.
Stop.
Yeah, it's
just a little bit. Rewind just a little bit,
Uh,
and I just want to know, like, okay, this is
dialogue was awesome.
like I love this just because, and some other people might not even have saw this or interpreted it the way I did. I almost interpreted it as this is their part of being just ridiculous, because like any one of those dudes could have just, like, I know they did the thing where like it bounces off his helmet and stuff. Nobody could shoot him in the chest. Nobody.
Yeah, totally.
Nothing. Like, there was a circle of dudes with guns, and it's like, nope, gonna karate him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Let's all hesitate.
Oh.
Yeah, it goes there. But yeah, they were all like hesitant to like Oh, really? I didn't see
Yeah,
that.
sure.
I didn't see
Is he
that.
supposed to be a
Asian guy-
reference
that
to
Asian
anything?
guy has been in a lot of stuff. Like,
Yeah, he's in.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Like
he's.
big action stuff, huh?
Is
well,
he?
he does a lot. I'm pretty sure it's mostly martial art films, and he has done some mainstream America stuff and he usually plays a villain. But yes, and to be very honest, right now I should have looked it up before the show, but no, I couldn't tell you exactly what it was in. But like I've seen him in a lot of roles for sure. So.
Yeah, the last role I actually saw him
Did he
in.
stick his middle finger up as he died?
No, he did.
Badass.
No respect, Black Ranger.
Oh, let's go back. Let's see. Did that really happen?
Much respect.
The last thing I saw that actor in was Hawaii Five-0. He really
Wait,
does.
does he?
Does he?
Check it. Check it.
Holy shit! Nice. But yeah, like it's I mean I agree with him, and at the same time I'm like when I was watching it, because I had no reference watching this movie, I didn't know if he was in it or anybody was from the original cast in the movie, so I was just like, where's Jason? Where's Jason? Why is he not there? Like, you know? And I was like, shit. And then this came out. I was like, oh, okay. You like puppy dogs and kitty cats and stuff. Okay, all right,
I
fine.
had that moment when they were talking about Tommy. Like I was waiting to see the Green Ranger, and when it wasn't him, I was like, "That's not the Green Ranger."
No. That's not him. This is some bullshit. No.
But I thought it was well done. I thought the movie was well done. They did a lot of really cool things, you know. So I don't know. I thought it was a really like whoever did that movie, like they were trying to get some straight cred, and I think they did.
Well, here's the thing, right? The guy, the director, he did an AMA on Reddit, and he said he wasn't really into the Power Rangers like that.
What?
Like, he made it for like his repertoire, his
just to show that he could make
body
something.
of work. Yeah.
Oh.
And he was
Something
like,
that's
okay, I'm
unreal.
gonna take this this project on to
That's-
show what I can do.
That's what Hollywood does. So he's not doing anything that Hollywood doesn't do.
But I mean, so that kind of makes me side with
Jason.
because it's like, okay, so he's not really doing it for the love, for the fandom. He's doing it for.
And I mean,
It doesn't matter though. That's the fans interpreting it how they want to, though, right? Because
Right.
like, when we all saw it and we didn't know any of that, we still thought, "Holy shit, this is what we would want out of Power Rangers at our age."
that's
You know
true.
what I mean? As a mature level, and I mean, yeah, it's kind of sad to hear that. But I mean, yeah, I don't know, man. Like I still think the fans, you know, I don't know. You could still interpret it how you want to and still enjoy it and still have a good time with it. But
yeah, that's true.
That's right. Artistry, creativity.
Yeah,
You're
Jason.
rooting for it all.
Yeah, do your thing. I do enjoy his Mighty Morphin Life on YouTube. It's actually pretty cool. You guys should check that out. Why am I giving a guy?
It's heartwarming.
It's pretty cool.
I dig it.
I mean, he does. Yeah. Anyway, moving on to our last topic of the evening here. This is an article written by what website is this? RT. What's RT?
realtalk.com.
Realtalk.com, I guess.
Realtalk.com.
This is Reuters. I can't tell for some reason their site.
I mean, it was on like a bunch of sites.
Just links,
CNET,
links.
We will definitely put some links in the description for you
Yeah,
guys.
so you guys can check it out yourself.
Yeah.
So
I found out about it on BBC.
that makes sense. BBC is really good Norse. Good news source. Norse. I'm mixing words now. We'll call it Norse. But anyway, so the NSA equivalent, right?
Britain,
Like
yeah.
Britain's NSA equivalent is
Communications Intelligence
Right.
Organization.
there's not MI5 guys. They pretty much has been revealed that they found a way to break into or hack into SIM cards, right, by one particular manufacturer.
Well, Edward Snowden revealed more information about
Oh, so this is Snowden
their
leak.
activity with okay. I mean,
I don't know what's
he
going on.
only throughout his exile, like he has revealed a lot of stuff over time,
Oh.
and most of it, like I can't wrap my head around it. Like it's just, you know. But this impacts many people all over the world, and it's like it's this joint venture between the NSA and the GCHQ. I believe that's the acronym, right?
Yeah.
GCHQ. And they hacked into the largest SIM card company in the world. Like hacking into their internal network and like having access to people's user accounts, I believe.
Oh,
That's
wow.
how it went.
Wow.
And with that, they have access to encryption keys and can decrypt conversations that people have on Messenger and stuff like that. Text messaging and stuff like that. Third party apps, no, they have their own encryption methods.
Okay.
So, but like the phone itself, like communications,
Going back and forth
they
over the
have
network.
access to it and they can decipher it.
So
I don't know like as much as I should know about this, honestly, because like I said, a lot of it goes over my head. But from what I understand about it, it's pretty extensive, and it's just a tip of the iceberg too. Like the company confirmed that, yeah, like we were hacked, and the NSA and the GCHQ made no comments about that, of course.
Wow. So what you're saying, we're screwed?
I honestly don't know what to think, because when we were having a conversation about it before, like you made some really good points about
Right.
like
what it
what
mostly.
phones actually use SIM cards.
Yeah.
Stuff, so.
Yeah. Like to add something, what I understand about cell phones. Most of Europe uses this thing called GSM network technology. With GSM, I don't know what the acronym stands for, but from what I understand is if you have a GSM phone, you're using a SIM card. So pretty much the rest of the world use SIM cards. America, because America, we have two technologies here. There's GSM and there's CDMA. I don't know what that stands for either, but CDMA means you don't need a SIM card. But
So where's information stored then? If not,
it's just the
like,
phone
internal?
itself.
Oh, so there's just a lot more memory in those
just the
phones
phone,
than
yeah.
in the phones that use SIM cards.
Mm-hmm. There's just like
or people are just forced to save less.
I think I'm trying to remember, because CDMA phones, I was on. There's only two networks that does that. It's Verizon and Sprint. Those you don't need a SIM card. They do have phones on their network and tablets on their network that utilize a SIM card. So technically, they are also part of that as well.
Oh.
So technically, but like I said, not everybody has it. All iPhones require a SIM card, and it is one of the most popular phones in the world.
Right.
So if the NSA when the NSA and the
Admits
GCH,
to what they've done.
yeah, they're getting a lot of information, and to even, I don't want to scare anybody when I say this, the Patriot Act, or not the Patriot Act, but when it was revealed that the NSA has been spying on Americans, there was also a part where it says that if you're not American, you do not enjoy the same rights that we do as Americans, where we can go and sue and get our information back. They're saying once you leave the country, even if you're American, you leave the country and you go to another country, they can do whatever they like and listen into all your conversation, and there's nothing you can do about it. So, but while you're here, you have some sort of rights. You can protect yourself.
Because you're like on
another
land,
continent, another network. So even if you're an American citizen and you left to go live in Barcelona, no problem. I'm gonna listen into everything.
And
everything.
Is that helping us be safer? I don't see the.
I don't know. Like
connection.
I guess they figure, well, you're leaving the country, you must hate us. I'm like, no, I just want to go see some, statues. So yeah, I hope I don't scare anybody with that sort of thing. But this was like revealed when Snowden revealed it. They were like, if there was like this whole, I remember CNN or somebody talking. They're like, it was briefly mentioned, but no one talks about it. It's so weird. It's like, oh, guess what, guys? You leave the country, we're gonna spy on you no matter what. It's like,
he said a lot over the years. He said a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe if folks are like me, they're just so overwhelmed with it, and it's really hard to face such a betrayal from your own government that
Yeah.
maybe it's just easier to just not think about it.
Yeah. That's
Because that's how I feel, and I've had conversations with people who feel the same way. But
it's
we have
crazy.
to know this. It's a part of our world. It's ever expanding technology, and it's like our lives are becoming so interconnected, and technology is becoming interconnected with our lives, and like from like medical tracking to like just like geolocation, like tracking our kids through the devices they use, and just all this stuff, all the uses that we have for our devices. We need to know this, whether it's hard to hear or not. And regardless, in my opinion, regardless of what people think of Snowden, we now know enough to make not judgments, but like stances on what we think our liberties should be, our civil liberties should be, and what we're willing to speak out for or against.
Totally. Yeah, take a stand. Take a stand for your right for your own safety, your own privacy in the digital realm that we all live in now. You know, like we're doing the show via Skype with Nate in Florida and stuff like that. The NSA could be watching all this. Who knows? You know, but and you're completely right. I'm happy that somebody like Snowden stepped up and pretty much pulled the pants down on America and like, hey, this is what they're doing, you know. And I would say, you know, if you really want to be private, there are devices that you can buy that can help with that. It's expensive.
It's expensive and it takes know-how. Like
yeah. You just have to. Yeah,
a lot of research.
You can do it. It's possible. You can hide if you really need to hide. But you know, according to this article, it's like what they hacked into this company that service more than 1 billion customers in the world. You know,
it's like what 1/7 of the world.
Yeah, like that's insane.
1 in 7.
You know, that is insane. And they said that 2 billion SIM cards manufactured yearly by this company.
Manufactured yearly. So
yeah, yearly.
That's like 2 billion devices.
Yeah. So if this, I don't know how long this company has been in what do you call it, in existence. So if they've been in existence for the last 7 years, they have just made more SIM cards than the human population. So if they really, imagine if everybody had a SIM card in something, that means we can listen to the world whenever we want.
We are the world. We are the children.
So I don't know. I think this is. They're dancing. I should put it there now. But any thoughts on this, Nate?
I mean, I don't know what you do against it. You know what I mean? It's it's disheartening, but what do you do? I mean, I don't know. Like people get another thing. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not condoning this at all, man. I think that them harvesting our privacy is obviously awful, but at the same time, you have to keep in mind that there's no way that they can unless you're on somebody's radar to the point where they want to start investigating you, which now it's basically just saying now they have access to stuff, which they probably had for a long time. This is just somebody got messed up and screwed up along the way and leaked it or whatever. But I don't know, man. Like some people can say this and then immediately think that something's going to pertain to them. And like you were saying, like the NSA could be watching this. Yeah, they could be, but like the odds that somebody is sitting there regulating, listening to everything that you say is like slim to none. That's literally, they would have to be like think of how many text messages you send out a day or how many phone calls you make a day. Yeah, there is going to be a record of that, and that's the awful part. But as far as like actual somebody spying in on it right then and there,
yeah,
I don't worry about that kind of stuff.
You don't have the manpower for that.
But again, like I said at the very beginning, I mean, what do you do? Like, do you just not, you send messages via pigeon? Like, other than that, like, there's really no
Given
way
to
you
Big
can,
Brother.
like, be Amish, maybe. I don't know. I really don't know.
I'm moving, gonna live in a
Living in
hut.
Amish
You know
paradise.
what I mean?
I don't know. I feel like it's a good question. Like, what can you do to stand up? What can you do to protect yourself? And it seems like it's not doable. But I assure you, it is doable. Because it's the technology age, everything changes so quickly.
So quickly.
You may have an app that you think is completely secure. Tomorrow it's not.
I know we have
It's
we have Facebook, and that pretty much.
there's Facebook Messenger,
and
there's
Twitter.
WhatsApp. There's apps out there that are encrypted and they don't yield to any government, sanctions or anything like that.
Until the pressure
and-
is high enough.
Until it's too much money
And
or
then they all crumble.
being threatened with treason, like those national security letters. That's what they call them. National security letters. What are they called? I forgot.
Oh, I don't know the official term.
Yeah,
But yeah.
something they send out to companies when they want their information.
Yep.
And it's funny, like, speaking of Snowden, one of the email clients that he used was actually a completely secure email, and it's like, yeah, I try to sign up. It's like, oh, we're not taking any more people because the NSA served them a letter. Give us all your information or go to jail for life. Shit.
Yeah.
And the guy, he had to shut down the service. He had to shut it down. I forgot I think it was called Lava Email.
I remember.
That's just Lava Email.
I remember hearing about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know the name though.
Yeah, but it's like,
That sucks.
but it's sad.
But you know what it made me? You know what this whole situation made me think about? IS, right?
Mm.
They use social media so well because a lot of people who they're reaching out to are young people.
Right. Yeah.
Right? Like a lot
they're
of
getting people.
young folks are like traveling there. Like we hear about some of them, and so like. If only the NSA could hack into those accounts.
I mean, yeah, watch them.
Do something about that.
Watch them. Don't watch us.
This is serious.
Yeah.
Where's going on with that? That needs to be handled like now. So that's what that made me think of. I don't know if that fits in with the conversation at all.
Well,
I think so somehow.
we should bring the show to an end here.
Sorry.
We don't mean to end on a somber note or anything like that.
Nah,
Just
food
but we
for
do
thought.
we have some news, some really cool news. Yeah, so we do have some good news. Because of our pal Nate Rowe here and some people that is known as the gamingrebellion.com. They are just, we will be joining them shortly. We don't have a set date just yet, but we're pretty much going to be the premier podcast for them, correct? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's going to be we're going to try and bring contributors on from the website that are going to tell us about their features, what they're doing in gaming right now. And we definitely, Gaming Rebellion is growing as a website, so we definitely want to grow with them. So.
Yeah, so pretty much what's going to happen when everything is set up. Pondering Nerds, as it is, will stay as it is. The only thing that's going to be a little different will be our logo, which Alyssa is working on, and, what we hype. Well, not really hype, but what I mean is, we'll just be joining a bigger family to expand and take over the universe, if we can. So, we're still going to have the Pondering Nerds website, so you can still get all of our information there, anything you need to know about us, the audio podcast, and we will be doing a video version now. We did it in the past, but this is a little different. We have a studio. So,
You see our faces.
yeah, and you can smile and everything like that. So, every now and then when we get people coming in, like Nate said, we have people from the site will come on with interviews and stuff like that, when, that sort of thing, and it should be great, So, if you don't forget to check out our website, pondernerds.com, and also, if you really want to find out everything about us, you just go to that website, or you can find us on Facebook at Pondering Nerds, which is the group itself. There's a public group, so feel free to find us there and join up. And we're also on Twitter as well. So, until next time, guys. See you in the next episode.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.